I'd like to call the Board of Trustees regular board meeting to order. Would Pastor Cooley please come up? Pastor.
Let us pray. Father, in Jesus' name, we thank and praise you for another opportunity to come together. We thank you for the Vicksburg Warren School District. We thank you for this meeting tonight, and we ask you to get involved in all that's said and done. We thank you for our leadership team. We thank you that you continue to lead and guide them with wisdom. We thank you, Father, that you said in your word, in all our getting, get understanding. So we thank you that this will be a meeting of understanding, a meeting of clarity. We thank you that everything done tonight will help us to walk as one district, one community growing together. It's in Jesus' name we do pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Pastor.
Thanks, Pastor.
At this time, we're at C with the adoption of the agenda. What is the pleasure of the board?
Make a motion, we accept the agenda as presented. Second.
Moved and properly. Second. Are there any questions? Are you ready to vote? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, like sign. Motion is approved. Mr. Secretary.
Mr. President, I would like to make a motion to approve the minutes from the special call meeting, board meeting that we held July 28, 2026, and also the special call board meeting held August 13, 2026, as presented.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and properly. Second. Are there any questions? Are you ready to vote? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, like sign. Motion is approved. Mr. Superintendent.
All right, I'll have several items. Before we get started, we have a few recognitions. We ask Mr. Green to come up with a student recognition, and then Mr. Rayner with a teacher recognition.
I got some help with this one, Doc. Over the last couple of years, we have had students during the summertime work in some certification programs, and Ms. Stevens is here to recognize one of her students that earned certifications this summer.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
I am so excited to be here, and I am so excited to introduce to you all Jasmine Hester. If you'll come forward, Jasmine. Jasmine was my pharmacy tech student for 25-26 school year, and she successfully completed the class. Not only did she complete it, she received her certification, and she is currently working at Kroger's. I'm so proud of Jasmine because it really takes commitment, determination, and hard work to actually complete this and complete high school courses. So I just wanted to say thank you all for allowing me to have the program, and congratulations to Jasmine Hester.
And board, we thank y'all for that, because those are programs y'all fund. They don't cost the kids anything, and it really does give them something that they can walk right into the work field certified. Thank y'all.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm here presenting Ms. Kraft. Ms. Kraft is currently our Warren Central's Teacher of the Year. She was the runner-up for the Secondary Teacher of the Year for the district. She's also our Mu Alpha Theta sponsor, our CAB lead teacher, our honors geometry teacher, and was our junior high boys soccer coach. So she didn't have enough things to do. So 3 years ago, NCAC was our academy sponsor, started the Master Teacher Certification Program. Last year, we were lucky enough to be the first school in America to get one. So one of our teachers was a Master Teacher Certified. This year, we're getting the second one in America, as Ms. Kraft has also finished that certification as well.
You want to say anything, Ms. Kraft?
Sure. I'm actually really happy that NCAC had this certification opportunity because it allowed me to really reflect on my personal teaching and how I approach teaching, especially in the academies, because I do think they're very valuable. They allow students to really focus on what their future might look like and experience career paths that I personally didn't even get as a student in Vicksburg Warren School District. So because of that certification process, I've been encouraged and I've been challenging some of my own coworkers to go through that process as well. So I think I've already got a couple of teachers hooked to try to complete that next year. But I'm very thankful.
Thank you. Ms. Kraft is an outstanding teacher. Dr. McGee and I were outside and inside her classroom. Yesterday, Dr. McGee, we watched it? Yes.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah, so thank you, Ms. Kraft. Thank you for what you do for our kids. Thank you. Next recognition, Ms. King. I think Ms. King is here from VIS. You want to come on up? I'll talk about what you all did, but Vicksburg Intermediate has just received their Tier 2 model status for positive behavior and interventions and support, which means they go above and beyond to ensure our kids have incentives, they have systems of support for their behavior, their academics, and they are almost at, we're gonna get Tier 3 by the end of this year, Ms. King?
We'll work on it.
You want to tell the board a little bit about the process and what you all have been doing?
Well, I'm a month in for taking over. It was great to plan and prep my colleagues for this awesome achievement. We have great systems in place at VIS, and it was just good to showcase and get this status.
So, thank you, and that's a huge recognition as well, so thank you. All right, a few other things. The beginning of the school year has gone well. Attendance has been good. We still need, and I think Mr. Green, I don't know if Mr. Green or Dr. Lair is going to talk about this, at our schools that are identified for Provision 2 for lunch applications. Parents, if you're listening, or if you know somebody who has a child at Warren Junior, Warren Central High School, Redwood, Bovina, Dr. Laird, who else am I missing? That's it? Bomar? AOI, yes. Please fill out your lunch applications because that impacts every child across the district. Recently, there have been more changes to the accountability system. I know everybody's been waiting on test scores and waiting to see what we are. About a week and a half ago, the State Board of Education changed the business rules to make modifications in how the accountability ratings are calculated again. They made changes, they took writing off, which accounted for 12 points per school, which is a pretty significant amount of points. So because they were field testing items for writing, they took those 12 points off. They had to go back and change the business rules to give schools some options. So I don't know when those scores will be available. The State Board of Education just approved those changes. So we don't know when those will be available, but we are anxiously awaiting those. And they said this, I don't know how true this will be. Because of this, there will be adjustments for this year's scores. They're supposed to let us know what those adjustments are going to be in October, but I'm not going to hold my breath and wait on that. Because this was an issue before, why they didn't make concessions for taking that amount of points off the table for schools. I can't explain that, but I hope they get it sorted out. And as soon as we know something, we'll let you know and we'll discuss it. But right now, everybody's in a holding pattern.
And we're under an embargo to not discuss.
Correct, yes, sir, so we cannot.
That can affect our accountability. Correct?
Absolutely. If we talk about that outside of executive session, then yes, we can get in trouble. So not trying to hide anything, but there have been changes to the business rules. For last year, they had to go back and change them. Our audit, I sent you all an update on the audit. We hope to have that finished for the 25 audit by September the 11th. What the few auditors who are out there do during tax season they typically get away from school districts and start making money doing individual taxes. So there were about 2 months that we didn't have any correspondence with the person doing the audit. But they jumped back in. We've had to work some things out with the computations, but I sent you that email where it should be available September 11th. That is in time for the State Board of Education does those accreditation statuses in October. So I'm going to make contact with Dr. Malone and see where that will put us as far as standing. We're not 2 years behind like a bunch of school districts, so we will not be on the naughty list, but because we will still be 1 year behind.
So can we reach out? I know I don't know if the public understands, but we actually pick this auditor, and they're selected by the state auditor's office, off the list from the state auditor.
Correct.
There's very few firms that are on that list.
Correct.
Can we reach out to our local firms? There's, I know, 2 established firms, or put a notice out to make sure we need more auditors on the list is part of the problem.
I think there are about 20 that they have to do audits for 137 school districts. So I don't know how, I can reach out. There's a process, Mr. Hobson may know more than I do, but I know you have to go through the state auditor's office to be qualified to do school audits, because government accounting, fund accounting is different than your typical business accounting. But a lot of people don't understand that. It's not that people are trying to hide anything, just not a whole lot of folks out there doing audits anymore. Accounting majors are down just like education majors are down. So hopefully that the auditor, we have given them everything. So
They're not waiting on anything from us?
No, sir, not waiting on anything from us. So we are good to go. I have a budget and a board calendar to share with you all tonight, so we included a work session so we can talk about some things in preparation for the budget. I'll share that with you tonight, handout. Our PATH numbers, you all approved us doing PATH, where we have kids who are, instead of being in RCE, they're like they're in RCEC, except for they're enrolled in CTE with Hines. We have 28 kids in there, which is kind of, we want to stay around 30 for this first year. We have 3 kids in HVAC, 5 in automotive, 4 in machine shop, 3 in mechatronics, 5 in electrical, and 8 in welding. So those kids will get their career certification at the end of this year, and will be a few classes short from their applied associates in science to receiving their CTE certificate from Hines.
So in those programs, is there more capacity to roll?
Not yet. I'm glad you brought that up. Mr. Hobson and Kevin Ford and Oscar Nitton, they made sure that Vicksburg got some money to expand those. So welding, that we are going to use that money to expand welding to 32 booths. So I told Hines, we don't want to hear anything about limitations on space after this. So this was the first year we wanted to keep it small to work out all the kinks. Next year, we should have a senior cohort and a junior cohort starting. So when those juniors become seniors, they'll get all of their certifications, just like kids from RCEC get their associates. Our kids, those kids will get the applied associates in CTE.
So the process for selecting those 28 children was what?
They had to go through an interview, had to meet certain qualifications, and Dr. Brumfield talked about how wonderful our kids did, and they had to be selected for that. So,
And you advertise in the schools,
yeah,
have
yes,
kids
sir.
apply?
Yeah, we had parent meetings and student meetings, and we had all kinds of meetings and correspondence. So next year we will expand the number to about 60. So also in Senate Bill 2249, which it was great, we have to have a reading specialist. We're working on how we can do that with current staffing, so we're not having to do that. And there's a lot of changes, from MDE, some through legislation that we are balancing right now. A lot of the public doesn't understand all that. Everything that we have going with this attendance policy, changes to EL, the additional testing for 4 through 8, which again is needed, but we're going through a lot right now in the schools, a lot of changes. So we're asking people to do something they typically don't do, and that's to be patient with us. It's a lot on our educators. When you add into that a teacher shortage, it makes it even harder. So a lot going on in the district, and that's not just our district, but every district. So also E-rate, we are getting, the news we're getting about this administration and them halting E-rate is not good, and you know that's about $700,000 to $800,000 a year for us. There's a webinar coming up next month that some of the superintendents will be on. I'll kind of give you all what they're talking about. But that's a pretty significant amount of money that we will lose if this administration, the federal administration, follows through with cutting E-rate. And then I wanted,
And E-rate supports programs that it's not an option to cut.
no, we gotta have
No.
these.
Typically, we use it to buy, network gear,
Yes.
our internet services,
Internet,
yeah. things
security
like
stuff. Yes.
security stuff, cameras, those
Yeah.
kind of things.
Stuff you can't cut costs,
No.
yeah, to your point. So that is pretty significant. Yeah, everybody's been trying to lobby, and, you know, hopefully Mr. Hobson is hearing this in his other job. He can, he can hear us when it's, you know, when the superintendents, when I go and we lobby in the summertime, sometimes if it's an election year, they'll talk to us. If not, we talking to a staffer. So the things that we want them to talk about, you know, they don't always get to them. So if you know anybody, we do not need to cut E-rate for sure. Also, we are trying to do more things at our middle schools. That's a challenging age group across the nation. We're looking into teaching executive function. So we have a group that's going to be working with Dr. McGee on teaching executive function skills for middle schools, which are academic skills that they can use to be successful academically. And then I wanted Dr. McGee to talk about what we're doing with our alarm systems, fire and thefts. If you want to talk to them about what we're trying to do. And then Mr. Green, if you will talk about the buses and the software, some upgrades we're trying to make.
So, board members, we are in the process.
Let me ask you one question.
Yes, sir.
When you're talking about the alarms, you're not giving any specifics, you're just doing just an overall?
Yes, sir, just
Yes, sir.
overall. Yes, sir, yes. sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. So we have looked at our facilities and our alarm systems. Some of the alarms and panels have not been changed out for quite some time. So it's been a hodgepodge of systems. So what we're trying to do is pull all of our alarm systems under one umbrella, and also with our fire alarms as well. So we're in the process of looking at that and getting some information to get back to you all to make a decision on bringing all of those systems under one system so that we can better monitor and have better response times for our alarm systems and fire alarm systems.
So Ms. Taylor, our transportation director, and I have been in some conversation with our logistics system vendor over the last few weeks, and some things that we are looking into potentially upgrading our bus fleet. The first one is a parent app that comes with our online system, and basically this will be an app that parents can download on their phone, and it would give instant updates. In the case, for example, we had the tree that hit the bus at Campbell Swamp last week. If that were to happen, we could go into the system, send out automatic updates to the parents. Hey, there's been an accident, everybody is okay. Sub bus is on the way to pick up the kids, finish the route. There's also potential that we could link this with a GPS system where, kind of like Family Nest or Life 360 on a cell phone, you could see where your child is in their bus route. These are things that we think will give parents ease of mind for transporting their kids. And so that is an upgrade that we are looking at making here shortly. I don't know what the timeline on that is because when we're talking to the vendor, one thing that he said is that once you give parents access to this, you want to make sure it's a good first impression. We don't want to roll out something and then have to bring it back. Two other things that we're looking at is Geotab GPS. We currently have GPS that are on our buses, but it doesn't talk with our logistics system. This is GPS that we've had on the buses for a little bit, and Traversa is our online system that we use for our routing. This system is called GeoTab. It would sync with both our logistics system that Ms. Taylor uses, but also our student information system. So it would be a hub when we change something in our student information system. Overnight, it would sync, it would automatically update with the GeoTab. So a couple of things that the GeoTab does, this would help with diagnostics for our transportation department, things like harsh braking, hard cornering, things like that, miles per gallon. It would also help with rotating our fleet around with some of our spare buses. It would give Ms. Taylor and them a really robust system to be able to work through our fleet. The last thing is called Tyler Drive. These are Samsung tablets that is a part of this system, and it's kind of like Apple CarPlay or Android CarPlay. So what we would be able to do is to put these tablets on all our buses. It would keep track of our routes. It would show the bus drivers the next stop. It would also, we would potentially have the capability of keeping attendance on the buses. So kids could scan in on the tablet, and when a student gets off the bus, they could scan off as well. This would also communicate with the parent app, and we've been told once a kid gets home, they scan out, it alerts the parent that my child is at the house. So these are, it's a lot of work. There's some steps and processes to this. But we do believe that it would be very good, one, just for our transportation department, but it would also be very helpful for our community and the parents as well. And so we've had 2 meetings with the company on how this would look and roll out, and we've got a couple more scheduled before we actually start purchasing the system to make sure it suits our needs as a community.
Have you had any meetings with parents?
Not yet, not yet. We've
To find
had.
out that we are hitting the mark, or that we need to make adjustments, or?
Well, I can tell you,
You get calls every day.
I get calls every day, Ms. Patterson. So even without talking to parents, I know that there's improvements that we can do, especially with communication. And you know, you got 40 kids on a bus and there is an accident. Most of the time, everybody's okay because the bus is just it's a big vehicle. But the parents don't know that. And right now, we don't have a great system for being able to communicate with them, and this would alleviate some of that. Just like in instance with the tree that hit the bus the other day. It took us about 5, 6, 7 minutes of phone calls to just get the information to Ms. Hunter to send out to parents, where we could have made one phone call, sent it out real quick, and probably had that information to the parents in a minute or so.
But you've had in the past, a child will get on the wrong bus.
Correct.
Child will get on the bus when they're not supposed to get on the bus.
Child falls asleep at the end of the bus, and their stop was at the beginning of the route, and they don't know that until the end of the route, and then they have to take them back. The child gets there an hour later than they normally do. So there are things that we would be able to communicate right then with the parent. Hey, your baby's on the bus. They're safe, but they're going to be an hour late getting because they fell asleep.
And it does sound good, and I would just encourage that we do touch base with some of the end users that you're talking about.
Yes,
the
ma'am.
Parents, just to make sure that there's not something else that we could do, or that we are hitting the mark.
But a system like that is also only as good as the data that you have in it. So
Correct.
if you sub a bus out, you're gonna have to go into, I mean, if we don't have a level of maintenance of that, and we start sending out false messages, that my child's on the wrong bus, and that's not normally his bus, or whatever, because we didn't swap something out, or it's imperative that, we'll have to make sure we put controls in place to make
Right.
sure.
One thing that's been communicated to us several times is we would have one point of contact for all those systems. So we wouldn't have to have a person that's over this system, a person that's over this system. Because they integrate, we have one point of contact. So if we did need to ask somebody a question, we don't have to go 4 different places to ask those questions.
Mr. Green, on the security side, after the meeting, would you remind me, I have a question to ask?
Yes, sir.
But it's best that I don't because of security.
Yes, sir.
Please.
Yes, sir. Any other questions?
Thank you, Mr. Green. And then we have a Ministers Alliance luncheon with some of our ministers who've been praying for us, and some that we work with through our alliance on September the 9th. So If you all know of any pastors that want to come and get some information about schools and get fed, normally when you tell preachers you're feeding them, they show up. So no offense, Pastor, but if you want to have them, is it 11 o'clock? 11:30, September the 9th. And then before we do the resolution, board members, don't forget policy BBBCB. You have to visit the schools, and it starts over every July 1. So Kathy, we got those forms together, and I got your time, yours, and you have to do 7 hours in the year and all that. That's got to be documented. So we're ready. Just shoot me a text or let Kathy know when you go and where you go, and we'll keep you all documented. Next one, we have resolution. This is the last thing on my report, Mr. Sturgis. Thank you.
You haven't changed a bit. I have a resolution. It says, whereas it is with heartfelt sorrow that we acknowledge the passing of Miss Hattie B. Jeffers, a beloved member of our community whose life was a testament to education, service, and unwavering dedication to the children of Mississippi. And whereas Miss Jeffers was born October the 5th, 1944, to the late LeBlanche Peterson Baker and Andrew Baker. Whereas she began her distinguished 36-year career as an educator in the Mississippi Public School System in 1967, faithfully serving the Yazoo County School District from 1967 to 1970, and the Hollandale School District from 1971 to 1982. And whereas she devoted 20 years of her career here at the Vicksburg Warren School District from 1983 until her retirement in 2003, leaving a lasting impact on students and colleagues who have lived to see and touch. And whereas the following her retirement, Ms. Jeffers continued to generously give her time and talent as a substitute teacher to the Vicksburg Warren School District for many additional years through 2023, embodying a lifelong commitment to education that spanned nearly 6 decades. Whereas she leaves behind a loving family, including her husband, Mr. Jeffers, children Clifton Jr., Chiquita Jeffers, and many extended family members, friends, colleagues, and former students who lived that she shaped. And whereas Ms. Jeffers' life exemplified integrity, patience, and enduring devotion to the betterment of others, leaving an indelible mark on the hearts of all who have the privilege of knowing her. And whereas now therefore be it resolved that we, the members of the Vicksburg Warren School District of Trustees, honor the life and legacy of Miss Hattie B. Jeffers, celebrate her extraordinary contributions to education and our community, and extend our deepest condolences to her family during this time of loss and grief. So ordered this the 27th day of August 2026. Mr. Jeffers.
And also, and Mr. Jeffrey, I'd like to say, I worked with your wife over 20 years, and her dedication and her love for the children was extraordinary. It was strong. And I just want to thank you for sharing with us that love. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jeffers. Board members, we have one more. We have Mr. Edward Aycock here from the city of Vicksburg. Wanted to talk to you all. So, Mr. Aycock, the floor is yours.
Okay,
Thank you,
hold on, Mr. Adams,
yes, sir.
hold on 1 second, please. Excuse me for interrupting, but May we make a motion to approve?
Oh, that resolution.
Excuse me.
I make a motion to approve the resolution.
Second.
It's been moved and properly second. Are there any questions? Are you ready to vote? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, like sign. Motion is approved. Sir, you have the floor.
First, thank you so much for the opportunity to introduce myself. I'm Edward Adcock. I'm privileged to serve as the Public Works Director for the City of Vicksburg. You can call me Ed, you can call me Eddie, call me if I can be of service to you, call me for lunch. Of course, I have to pay my own way, okay? But Mayor Thompson knows that I'm here, and he sends his warm regards. One of the things that I really hope to do as Public Works Director is to build strong relationships. That's the real reason I'm here tonight, so that we can best serve the public that we have in common. That's really all I have. It's really all I came to say or do, other than to invite your questions.
It's your cell number I got right here?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah, I'll shoot you a text after the meeting so you'll have mine.
And if there are no questions, I'd just like to say thank you for what you do.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for
Have a
coming
good
by.
evening.
That's all I have, Mr. President.
Dr. Holloway, I
Yes,
did
ma'am.
want to, and I'm sorry,
That's
this is
okay.
kind of impromptu, but we've seen a lot of different communications that are out there in the paper and so forth on cell phones. How
Yes.
is that going from your
Yeah,
perspective?
Mr. Green, you want to talk about, for me, it's been good, but Mr. Green and Doc, we have all let them talk.
So, initial returns from the staff and the schools is that the no cell phone policy is going great. I will say, discipline that has come to my discipline committee, with any cell phone infractions, usually that is something that we would see, some type of social media, something going on, cause something else. We haven't really had any of that so far this year. Spoke to several teachers. They are saying that engagement in the classroom is much higher than it was last year. I will say I have some students of my own in the district, and they say that they have appreciated talking to their friends at lunch, because they are engaged in conversation with one another and not looking at cell phones. So initial returns is that it's going very well.
So can I make a comment?
Yes, sir.
I think this is a good example where a school district has identified an issue and provided a solution. And I would encourage our state leaders, where they don't like being told what to do from the federal government, the most democratic process you have is this board sitting here. We're nonpartisan, and we can control these kind of things. To be given a directive statewide is not necessary. I don't believe there's probably very many school districts that allow them to have them anyway. Our previous policy was you were allowed to have it unless the teacher said you couldn't use it. We flipped that to say you can't have it unless there's an educational purpose. The last thing I think we need is another law to tell the school districts what they already know and are already doing. It's a nothing burger. It's, to me, is a political thing that really doesn't need to be out there. We're taking care of business, and we know how to do the job that we've been assigned to do, and we would appreciate them letting us do it.
And the halls have been quieter, and I'm more, if I can add this, I know we heard him get on, but there were some issues about the restrooms. What Warren Central and some other schools have done has been outstanding. We have not had restrooms torn up. It is quiet in the halls. Kids are in class, so I know they complain, but we were there yesterday. Halls were absolutely quiet. Nobody in the hall. It was wonderful. So I know it was uncomfortable for the kids and parents in the beginning, but all of it is making a difference. And when we stick to it, it's going to show up academically as well. So thank you for asking that question. Mr. Rayner, thank you for stealing that from Madison, because it's been wonderful.
And you know, Clinton has it.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, they
Okay.
have it also.
Good. That's all I have. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Superintendent. We're now at the financial report.
Board members, you all know we are switching over systems. We're still working through that, so some of the reports you see don't look like some of the reports you used to get. So as we continue to transition, things will get back to normal. You see the charts. We did not include those exact dollar figures on there, but if there any you have questions about, I can get them to you. You see approximate numbers on our expenditures and revenues. On there, you can see our fund balance did go down to about 28 million. I think is that final number, 28?
28,549.
Yes, sir. So we're still stable. You know, we are in a deficit budget, so we anticipate some of that dipping into that sum this year. If you've got any other questions on the other statements, I'll do my best to answer them. But no, we are transitioning over.
What is that percent number? I can't see. I can't read it.
That's June's. It's not, yes.
Oh, that's not updated.
Yeah, so
Okay.
no, it's not the updated one. So
When will we have all?
it'll be, we hope next month, okay?
September?
Yeah, yes, ma'am,
Okay.
September, yes.
Okay.
When you all adopted the budget, with the team started focusing on getting the budget in so we could start spending the money and stuff like that. You do not see a bank reconciliation report. That will be done, you will get June, July, and August at the end of September, so we'll be back on target. So it is not included in the report, and it's because of our transition over.
So
And-
is there extra oversight that's being applied during this time period
Yes.
where the reports aren't available in the format yet that
So-
includes everything?
The only one that's not really in the format is the PowerPoint. The rest of them are in the format that
They're in the format, but the values
Oh,
are
yes,
not all there.
yes, absolutely, yes, ma'am.
So
Yes.
there's extra oversight being provided in the finance department.
Yes, ma'am. The integrity is here. They're here probably 3 to 4 days a week, walking back, checking behind, making sure things are syncing up. So yes, they're here. They will be here till October. So in this transition, they will be here, and they've been great to work with.
Is our casino money coming in?
Yes, sir, it is. That report would be. You know, it will stall around November typically, but yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir. But it is coming in, and you should begin, our new CFO starts September the 8th. So you will see things get back to where they were. So if you got any other questions about any specifics on there, I think, well, we've answered some questions from Ms. Patterson, and people don't know that you all ask us questions before the meeting. That's not that's why there's not 10,000 questions when we get in the meeting.
And this may need to take a motion, but, is it possible, because we ask some questions sometimes in the meetings in the past, that information is going to be provided to us. Can we have an old business section that if we ask for things to be followed up on, that we could have that put in the next meeting? So, to make sure that everyone gets that information?
Yeah, there was let me make sure there's not a policy, that may require a policy change, or some requirements around it.
Policy should have the format for the district.
Yeah.
And of course, this new, what's this called, diligence, this new diligence sets it up for you automatically, but there's nothing that prohibits you from creating that as an agenda item. You may have to work with the diligent folks to set it up in the format.
Because we can, let me check the policy, and if we got a vote, and I can just bring it back to you.
I'll make a motion to approve it now, so we don't have to come back to it. I'll make a motion that we ask the superintendent to incorporate an old business section to address any of the questions that we have, so that they're brought back up and provided to the board and the community, so they can see that it's followed up on. Because I know you're following up on it.
Yeah.
Just like the public doesn't understand that we ask you questions,
A lot
they
of
also don't they may also want to know the answer to that question that we asked. We got it in private, and they don't know what the response was.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
And that includes by way of amendment to the policy if necessary.
Yes.
Yeah, because I gotta check it. I think it does specify, so I'll check it.
So you
I'll
want to
second.
include all of that?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll second.
It's been moved and properly second. Are there any other questions? Are you ready to vote? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Pose like sign. Motion is approved.
All right, that's all I have. There's nothing, we ask that you all approve the financial statements.
I make a
that's
motion that we
provided.
accept the financial report presented to the superintendent.
Thank you, Brett.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and properly second. Are there any questions? Are you ready to vote? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Pose like sign. Motion is approved. We're now down to the accounts payable docket. F2. Mr. Superintendent, I have one, and of course, you all, I don't jive with what you all have on the computer there. I'm old-fashioned, but I was looking on the college board here. Of course, I have page 38, but that's not going to do you any good.
What's the item number? Check
No,
number.
you can just get to page 6. Okay,
Oh,
I got you.
okay, page 6, I'm
Yes,
sorry.
sir. That's okay.
But anyway, are we, is that for our kids going to college?
That is probably ACT. Let me get to it. College.
It's it's at the top, pretty much.
Page 6.
College board.
Okay, I may have it. Oh, yeah. That's federal programs. That is probably, that's either AP or, is that AP or, AP courses or ACT, one
Okay,
of the two.
Okay.
My assumption would be AP.
Yeah, AP, because AP does college board, so it's probably advanced placement courses. I can get you, I'll get you that one.
Yes, sir.
So a question, and I don't know if this is because we're changing over, but we don't seem to have as much detail on this. So like,
Yes.
give me an example, energy. You had you might have, you had $100,000 or $20,000, I don't know, this one here is an energy, $150,000. It doesn't say where, it used to say like Warren Central, or it used to have.
Yeah, we got to turn that landscape and include some other things in the
Okay,
report.
I didn't know if that's because we're converting.
Yeah, it is,
Okay.
yes, sir. That's why some of the blanks you'll see there is people still learning to where to put the descriptions and stuff like that in the purchase order. So, yeah, it is because of the conversion.
So there is a purchase also here for software for SRO database information. What is that? Is that something we can
Doc,
talk
you got
about?
that one?
I don't know if it's something we can talk about or not, but it's
What-
5,000.
What
It's
check?
item number 100-144, 100-144.
Gotcha.
It's $5,348.
For our, the OmniGo.
Yeah, that's on
Yeah, yes.
That's our software to put our reports in, so
Okay.
that's how
So
we
if
keep
you
our
have an
reports.
incident, y'all have an incident or? y'all-
Yes, and it's also
Okay.
a way for the kids to report any type of crimes or anything that they know.
Excellent, thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
The Bruce King Plumbing, 188, I believe.
Yes, I can answer that one, Doc.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So that Bruce King was a troubleshooting and repair for a natural gas water heater that serves the boys' locker room at Warren Central High School and also the culinary kitchen at Warren Central High School. It was not an emergency, but we noticed that it was not working properly. So once we figured out what was going on, it needed to be repaired to get hot water to those locations.
I got it. 144. What number was that, Ms. Patterson, you asked about?
188 Bruce King.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Then there appears to be a duplicate, 100-241 and 100-347 to East Mississippi Center for Education Development.
Yes, ma'am. Those are both for membership, and looking at that, we did delete, there were duplicates, so we removed 100347 from that doc. I'm sorry, 100241, we removed that from the docket. So it still shows on this docket, but we haven't updated, but that will be removed from the payment
Okay, so when
process.
we approve this, we need to make note that need to delete that payment, 100-241.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
The 100-232, the furniture for the village at RCEC. Is this a late payment? A late invoice? I'm sorry.
What was that again, Ms. Patty? 130?
100-232, the interior elements.
We didn't invoice that until
Yeah.
this year.
So it was a late invoice for the work that was done last year.
Spring,
we are probably gonna have to buy some more furniture for that space. It's a huge space, it's not a small space. And they have a, area for performances, there's a stage in there, so they need chairs and stuff. When they wanna do stuff as a school, they don't always have to go to Warren Central, Vicksburg, out they got their own now. So we are gonna have to buy more furniture for them. You ought to come see it, it looks nice, by the way, it looks real good.
That was all the questions I had. Mr. Sturgis.
That's it?
That's it?
Yes,
So
sir.
we need to remove, was it 100, 241?
241.
Okay, I make a motion, we approve the claims docket with the removal of 100, 241?
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and properly second. Are there any other questions? Are you ready to vote? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Pose like sign. Motion is approved. F3, capital assets.
Ask you to approve that as presented, that's deletions and surpluses and new assets.
I make a motion, we approve the additions and deletions of the capital asset list.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and properly second. Are there any questions? Are you ready to vote? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Pose like sign. The motion is approved. F4,
That is the lease with Open Door Bible Church. It renews every 5 years. We will get an appraisal the next time to see if the amount on the lease needs to change. They used to do those for 10 and 99 years, and I'm glad they don't anymore, because now if property value goes up, we can increase what we request. So I imagine when the next assessment comes up for this lease, we'll make more money. So we're asking you to approve it as presented.
Make a motion to approve the lease for Open Door Bible Church.
motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and properly second. Are there any questions? Are you ready to vote? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Pose like sign. Motion is approved. F6,
We are asking you all to approve Clint Brown's firm for one more year. In that process, we will start to look for a different firm.
What about bond payment?
Oh, I'm sorry, I went to the wrong one. Thank you, Mr. Pratt. This is repayment of a bond. You know, when there's work done on 16th section, they put down a bond. We're just asking y'all, can we pay them back? Thank you, Mr. Pratt.
Make a motion to approve the repayment of the performance bond.
moved and properly second. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Pose like sign. Motion is approved. I think I said it wrong, Doc. I think now it should be F6, Brown CPA.
Yes. So
Okay.
this will be the third year, and we're going to switch. You're allowed to do 3-year contracts. We only did 2-year with Clint Brown when we switched over to him. So this will be his third year. Then next year, we'll try and find a different firm. We've already identified a potential, but there are not many out there. So this will end his 3-year cycle as our auditor.
If for some reason you can't find someone, you can use them again, or you have to use someone different?
We have to use somebody
Different, okay.
Yeah.
Making a motion to approve the Brown CPA proposal for FY '26.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and properly second. Are there any questions? Are you ready to vote? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Pose like sign. The motion is approved. Bank resolution and signatures.
Yeah, let's just add the new CFO to the account.
Delete one and add one.
Yes, sir. Correct, yes, sir.
Gotcha.
Make a motion to approve the new bank signatories with the addition of our new CFO.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and properly second.
Now, is this effective, this isn't effective until September 8th? Okay.
Are there any more questions? Are you ready to vote? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Pose like sign. Motion is approved. That's all you have, sir?
Yes, sir. Mr. Green?
Mr. Green, you have the construction project updates?
Yes, sir. So currently, our softball, baseball, and paving project is behind schedule. What has been completed in the last month, Vicksburg High School baseball, the power hookup is complete, and then they are continuing with foundation work. And I'll get to a little bit of this in a little bit. There is a lot more in the ground under that space than what we originally thought. So just leave it at that. Vicksburg and Warren Central High School softball, VHS softball, the foundation is complete. If you've been by there in the last little bit, they are well underway in building the concession stand. The walls are going up. The retaining wall is complete, that is in between the baseball or the softball field and the road. And then new drainage has been installed for the retaining wall as well. WCHS softball, they have completed in-ground plumbing and the electrical rough ends. Foundation work is still ongoing, and then all the trusses and steel have been delivered to the site. The paving project, all of the paving is done. We still have a couple of sites that we will be striping. Dana and VIS and Sherman and WCI are really the only two things that are lacking. There's a couple of directional pieces at Beechwood that need to go in as well. But if you've been over to Vicksburg High School, it looks really good on the back side of the school. And so we will work to get the rest of the striping scheduled because those other two schools, it's a lot of striping, so it may have to be at a longer break than just trying to accomplish it over the weekend. So those are the construction updates before we get to the potential change orders. Any questions concerning that?
I saw, we don't have to order any more steel. I saw where it was. It was on the ground.
Yes,
which is
sir.
great. So we good, no, thank goodness.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right, so item 2 for our updates, you have several items on ASI 1. And in this project, we have $100,000 of contingency. We haven't used any of that money up to this point, but there are several things that we need to address in this ASI, and I'll go over those briefly. Potential change order 2, in that space at VHS baseball, there is a sanitary sewer line and water line that needs to be moved under that foundation. It needs to be moved, and then they'll tie that into the concession stand. Potential change order 4 and 7, this is the dirt work that is at Warren Central High School softball. So initially, they did do borings back there. The borings were done under where the foundation for the concession stand is going to be and where the bleachers are going to be. They did not do a boring in the parking lot paving area. This has probably been about 2 years ago. We found a water leak back there. Just happenstance, we had some work going on back there at softball, some water back there in the parking lot. We don't really know how long that water leak had been there. It just, when it surfaced, we addressed it, we got it fixed. Well, apparently it had been there a lot longer than what we thought. When they started excavating the old asphalt that was there so that they could put it down, the dirt was in really bad shape under the parking area. Initially, they came to us and said the recommendation would be a 5-foot undercut and bringing all new dirt under that. It was going to be over $100,000 to do that. And so our architect said that would eat up the entire budget. That's not something that we can do. So we did a test area right there in front of where the concession stand is for a 2-foot undercut with some geotech fabric, and then of course there'll be a base layer of rocks that's on top of that. We had them drive their equipment all over that test area for a couple of weeks. It has held up really well, and so the recommendation in this change order is to do the rest of the parking area in that 2-foot undercut with that geotab fabric under there.
Mr. Green?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Green, let's, if you don't mind, when we built the new part to Warren Central, we have problems with some boring with the same type of water, the whole 9 yards.
Yes, sir.
Of course, we had experts to supposedly do a great job on that. We found out that it wasn't. They were probably experts like I was.
Yes, sir.
The only difference is they got paid.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get paid. Is this with the 2 instead of the 5?
Mm-hmm.
You said it's going to hold up, but the other part that we're not going to, we're not going to put pavement or anything on, will that affect the part that we're doing now?
So the way it's been explained to me, Mr. Sturgis, because like you, I'm an English teacher, but the way it's been explained to me is because this is not a roadway back there and there will not be constant traffic on there, this is a recommended plan of action. And like I said, we did that. That's why we did the test area, because we wanted to make sure it's going to hold up. And really and truly, you'll have some light traffic on there throughout the week. You may have a couple of people parking back there.
So is this beside, this is at Warren?
Yes, this is on the old tennis courts.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. The borings that are closer to the football field that we did take, those came out fine. And when they started doing all the foundation work, it was fine. The borings that they took where the bleachers are going to be, those were fine. And as they've been doing dirt work there, those have been fine as well.
Was leaking under the.
Yeah, the leak was coming from the girls' field house, and it popped up right in the middle of the old tennis courts. And so all that area was just being saturated, and because it was under old asphalt, we didn't know that that was happening. Like I said, and I think that's been 2 years ago that we fixed that water leak, but it's still just kind of been soup under there.
We can handle a bus, like when the schools go back and.
Yes, sir.
That'll be great.
Yes, sir. Because that would only be it wouldn't be every day there'd be a bus, but like at the football games, we may park a bus back there.
It's
Yes,
dry
sir.
now.
Yes, it is dry now. Yes, sir.
We don't have another leak, we don't know.
No, we need to bring in new dirt to put there.
And how much is that to fix that?
So, total is like $55,000, for the 2-foot undercut. It would have been about $100,000 to do that 5-foot undercut. Any other questions on that change order? Okay, change order 6.
Do we want to vote on all of them or one at a time or?
It's coming to y'all as ASI 1 as a
Okay,
whole.
which is all.
Yes, sir.
All right, keep going.
We found under the, where the bleachers are at Vicksburg softball, we found a manhole that we didn't know was there. Under where the bleachers had been. And so we have to put a riser on top of it to come level with where the new concrete is going to be. And so that is a $1,500 change, but nowhere on any civil anything was that on there until they excavated and there was a manhole down there. And then the last one, change order 9, there is a kind of a sewer catch basin inlet that's in that area. From the civil drawings to the actual how it is, there is an elevation change that wasn't there initially, and so this is a change order to make sure that the water flows into the inlet. If they were to do it as specs, it would not, water wouldn't get to it. So this is some additional piping to make sure the water goes where it's supposed to. So all of that is $77,000. So it still leaves us about $23,000 in that contingency budget. And then we have another $25,000 for some other parts that aren't just the construction contingency budget.
Make a motion to approve change order ASI 01.
There's a motion.
01.
Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and properly second. Are there any other questions? Are you ready to vote? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Motion is approved.
Board, I do have one other piece of information that I need to bring up tonight. This is not a change order, but it does deal with construction. So at Bomar Elementary School, If you've been through that driveway anytime in the last 10 years, you know we've had a big hump from the concrete that is near the tree. Part of the project for the paving at Beaumar was to get that fixed. When they got in and excavated all that, we found that that issue was a really, really, really big root that goes directly under there. And in further investigation, that is really the only root on that side of the tree. If you've been by that tree in about the last 2 years, you may have noticed that it has started to grow a fungus on it. We've had a couple of people come out and look at it in recent weeks, and the suggestion from them in order to get it all fixed is to remove the tree. They have told us that the tree, that fungus cancer on it is it's basically an outward expression of what's going on the inside of the tree. It's been really stressed out, and the only thing that is holding it from falling over into the playground is that one root. So we really need to do something with that root in order to fix the driveway. But if we do anything to the root, the arborists have told us that that tree will fall. We got a couple of different people to come out and look at it. All the companies said their number one recommendation would be to remove the tree, remove the trunk, and take up all the roots in there. Without doing it, it's going to be a recurring problem. And then at some point, and this even predates my 12 years in the district, at some point they limbed that tree off. And it really only has limbs that are growing over to the playground side. That is a safety hazard because there's really nothing that's counterweighting on the back side of it. One of the companies did give us a suggestion. They said you could limb up the limbs, come back to 10 to 25 feet left on that side of all of those limbs. But they said with that fungus growing on it, you're delaying the inevitable.
Doing that wouldn't solve the root problem.
No, it would not solve the root problem. We would still have to figure out something to do in that driveway. The architects, they really said, we could figure something out, but if that root's still there, it's eventually going to tear up whatever we do. So the recommendation has been to remove that tree. We know that that is a big part of Beaumar. It has been there for a long time. And so that is, like I said, that's the recommendation for us to be able to fix that. It also has become a safety hazard because it is starting to tear up our walkway that goes to the school from the parking lot. We are out of ADA compliance there because several sections of that have broken and are really a safety hazard. And so it has become to the point where we feel that's the recommendation moving forward is to remove the tree. We do. We have two quotes right now. One is around $8,000. The other one's around $13,000.
Question.
Yes, sir.
On the removal of the tree, two things. Would it affect, how quickly can they do it? And if we leave it up, how long can we leave it up? It's a problem now, but I'm speaking of a serious problem for the kids.
Yes, sir.
Because my concern is about the kids with that tree.
So it could fall, and that was another thing that that both of the companies that came out to look at it, they said really the only thing that's holding it on that backside is that one root. So there's not a lot counterbalancing it, and if you look at some of those limbs going towards the playground, some of those are really, really big limbs. So, Mr. Sturgis, to answer the first question, this would be a multi-day deal. It wouldn't, sometimes they'll come cut a tree in a day and remove it. It would take a little bit, so we would probably look to schedule it over some type of break. The largest upcoming break would be fall break in October. Then you would have Thanksgiving break and, of course, Christmas break. Those would be the three likely candidates to do that. The timeline, this project, substantial completion originally is in January, at the beginning of January. So anything past that, y'all would have to approve to lengthen that contract because right now we just have rocks in that hole. so that cars can go through there. But in order to finish that work, we would have to do it sometime before January.
Yeah, I was there today, so yeah,
Is it,
I saw it.
is it,
Familiar with the project, and I will make a motion to move forward.
Can we get amend the agenda first, I'll put that item, that's an agenda item, we can take an action on.
Yeah, I don't know if we really needed, it was more of information, I don't know if we really needed approval
Yeah.
for that, board members.
Is it part of the existing, work at Beaumont?
No, it
So
would be something separate.
what we would look to do is use maintenance funds, our maintenance funds, separate from the project. So then we wouldn't have to go through project fees and things like that.
And I'm sorry, we didn't explain that, but no, it's
Yeah.
completely
We
different.
don't need a motion, but that's part of your normal maintenance.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I think you're bringing this up because this is a sensitive issue with.
It is.
public.
It is.
It's been a landmark at that
Yes.
school for some
what,
time.
and to that point, is it possible to approach the PTO there and talk to them about this and ask them, is there something that as we remove this tree, that we could take a log out of it or something that they could then take and do whatever they would like to
I
out
think
with
we
it?
need to cut it up and sell the pieces of it.
Well,
I'm
I
pretty
mean,
sure when they hear Ms. Patterson, they gonna come up with something, because it's a part of that school.
yeah, and
It's
that's,
a big part of that school.
Yes, ma'am. And I've had,
I would just say, let's recognize that.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
Allow them to have a say in
yes, ma'am.
this process.
And we have had several conversations with Dr. Goodwin, the principal there, and so she is aware. And so we have been having some of those conversations behind the scenes.
Okay.
There's a motion on the floor.
I don't think we didn't need one. I don't think.
Yeah, at this time, Mr. Levisor, we've been advised that we don't need the motion at this time. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank y'all.
Green.
Okay, now we're down to the general items and proposed consent agenda, which is H and I. Are there any items to be pulled?
Yes.
Okay,
H3,
okay,
H18,
okay,
H26,
okay.
I13, J1.
Can you add H5 and H20 to that list?
H5 and H20. So are there any other ones to pull? I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda with the exclusion of H3, H5, 18, 26, 20, I13, and J1.
Okay, there's a motion. Is there a second?
I second.
It's been moved and properly second. Are there any questions? Are you ready to vote? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Motion is approved. On H3, on mine, I'm showing, Doc, you see here, on my addendum, I'm showing where,
They redlined it, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
is
school
it-
status. I don't know if that's Doc or
is there
Mr.
any
Green.
reason why?
Yes, sir. So that is the original addendum that we signed with them in 2024. This is a renewal of that subscription. And so that was approved in 2024 by the attorney.
Yeah, Mr. Hobson, yeah.
With the
Yes, sir.
redact that's been redacted. Okay, if the attorney goes with it, I can bring him a yellow or orange suit. I'm with it. Okay, that's all I have. Is there a motion?
I make a motion to approve H3.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and properly second. All in favor say aye. Opposed, like sign. Motion is approved. We're at H18, is that
No,
correct?
we're at H5.
H5, thank you, H5.
If I may, right here, 5, 18, 20, and 26, I think somebody else pulled one of those, but the only reason I asked for those to be put on there, for my purposes, we're still working through the addendums, addenda. We're still working with one of those vendors on some language, actually 18 to 26 are the same vendor. So what we had talked about for the meeting is if you're willing to go forward with those, just approve them subject to legal review and sign off and the superintendent sign off. Because we have not concluded that work yet, and they may need to get those done before the next board meeting.
If there are no other questions on H5, I can make that motion to approve H5 with the stipulation that it is at the approval of the district, review and approval of district attorney and superintendent.
Yes, sir.
And not district attorney.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Our district attorney.
Okay,
Our
okay.
district.
District, okay. Gotcha. The school
You can go
attorney.
ahead and add 18 and 26, because that was my comment, reason why I was asking those to be pulled. So you can add those two to your motion,
Okay, just-
unless somebody else had any issue with them.
Just one second. Okay, so, we'll make the same stipulation. I'll make a motion to approve 18 and 26 with the same stipulation of review and approval of our district attorney and superintendent.
And 20, I think 20 is one of those you're still working through, right, Mr. Howard?
Okay,
20 is
18,
what-
26, and 20.
Yes.
And,
We already did 5, didn't we?
no, we hadn't finished the
Okay,
motion.
5, 18, 26, and 20.
Yep, that's it.
Yep.
Okay, it's been moved and properly second and all confused, are there any other questions? Are you ready to vote? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Motion is approved. We're down to H18.
That was just the
That was
one that we just
H18, we
approved.
did it. We're
Oh,
down
it's
to
included.
I.
So where are we?
We're on I-13.
I-13.
I make a motion that we approve the travel for Dr. Holloway or his designee and Mr. Green for I-13.
Second.
It's been moved and properly second. Are there any questions? Are you ready to vote? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Motion is declined. We're at J1.
It hadn't been approved.
Has been approved.
It still needs to, if you're going forward with it, you still need to approve 13 since it's been pulled. So now you need a motion.
To approve the overall. Okay, thank you, Mr. Attorney. Is there a motion to approve I-13? Well, I guess nobody will go. Okay. There's no motion to approve I-13. So I guess it's off the docket for everybody.
Yes, sir.
Okay. J1?
I did have a question on this one. We had a teacher resignation. Do we need to discuss that in executive session as far as the reason and so forth?
Yes, we
Yes.
do. We do, yes.
Yep.
So we need a motion to move that one to executive session.
Which one is it?
J1, yes. We have something we need to share with you all.
I make a motion, we table J1.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and properly. Second. Are you ready to vote? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Pose like sign. Motion is approved.
That's it.
Is that it?
Yes, sir. Policy,
Okay, policy.
policy. We got anything to approve, Mr. Green?
Yes, sir, we do. So, school board, coming before you, most of these are changes that went into effect July 1 with the legislation. Now, I have a caveat here, and there have been some changes. Me and our school board policy software don't always get along, okay? And so with these, this is the first go-around with them. So in the way that it was presented to you, there are some changes that are green, and those are additions. Changes in red are subtractions from the old policies. And then there are some changes there in yellow. And those are up to y'all, basically. Well, the way that the software is acting now, it would not allow me to make some of those changes. I just had to present it to you as it is. So when you look at some of those in the yellow, like for instance, it doesn't have Vicksburg Warren School District. It says fill in the blank school district, school board, and I couldn't figure out a way to get it to make those changes. So some of these, it's really only one policy that has a bunch of those in it. And that is our, I think it's JG. Let me look through my policies real quick. Yes, ma'am. That is our health and wellness policy. There are several of those in there. So what I would like to do is to pull that one tonight. Let me figure out how to get in the system a little bit better and make those changes more reflective to what our current policy is, and then bring that one back before you next month. The rest of those are pretty cut and dry, so I would suggest or recommend approval on the rest of those coming before you for action.
What is the pleasure of the board?
I think the other one that might have some issues is GBA. There has licensed employees can, I would say take GBA and look at it as well.
Yes, ma'am. I will say this, the change in that is either monthly or bi-monthly. We are currently a monthly. We pay our employees once a month. The law said that y'all could vote to do twice a month or once a month. I'll defer if you have questions to Dr. Holloway on that.
We do it once a month.
Well, I understand, but right now, what the policy
You
is
know how I
that,
feel about it.
I know, but it,
So, you know, a lot of companies out there in the real world
yeah,
pay twice, every
I
2
know,
weeks.
I know.
And I think it's a real hardship that we put our staff under not to do that. Now, it used to be, it was a law that we had to pay once a month, only to pay once a month. I really wish we considered changing that.
well, this is our opportunity because like that policy as well as
But I think the problem with
DJC.
changing that policy is it's not something he's gonna change. It needs to be something we change and plan to do
Yes.
at the end of next year. I mean, it's not something we can just change the policy today,
understand.
and that's the way it is tomorrow. It has to be planned. It
Yeah,
is-
exactly.
It changes everything.
It does. Y'all know how many school districts pay twice a month in the state of Mississippi? 0. 0.
DJC is also
But don't
like
y'all run a
that.
special payroll?
Yes, ma'am.
A correction payroll? There's no difference.
No, we don't.
You don't, so you don't, if you have a correction, it'll make you wait 30 days.
Yes, sir.
CJ.
That makes it even more
CGA.
Because you mess up my check, I'm not waiting 30 days.
We can have stuff like that if we mess, we can do, it, but you don't have to run a special payroll.
There's
Well,
an
that's
exception to any rule.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I mean, which, that is under DJC?
There are, I think, it looks like 4 policies here that deal with
The payroll.
payroll
Yes, ma'am.
for different classes of employees.
Now, 2 of those, one of those, GCRAA, that is for y'all's review. That does deal with class of employees, but that is just for review this month. That's
You
not,
have a
there's,
lot of them here that are here for action.
yes. All of those were ones that were, some change went into effect July 1.
So are we, we've gone back and forth on a lot of these. Are there ones we need to pull and make other changes to? Are you ready to approve all of these? Because I would.
If you don't want to change the payroll, there are a few that are
So what
tied
I'd
to
like-
that
I mean,
payroll.
the payroll's not gonna get changed today. So
Yeah.
what I would like to do is approve these and ask, I'll make a motion to approve these and ask the superintendent to present a plan of what the challenges or plan would be and when, if it's feasible, to change to a 2-week payroll.
There's a motion.
Just requesting him to present us a plan with pros and cons of doing bi-monthly. Yeah.
Did you ask for a second?
I did.
I'll second.
It's been moved and properly second. Ms. Patterson, is that correct?
That's correct.
It's been moved and properly second. Are there any questions? Are you ready to vote? All in favor say aye. Opposed, like sign. Motion is approved.
Now, you were pulling JG still?
Yes.
Okay.
We're now down to, if I'm correct, J. Is that correct?
No,
Or did I skip?
We're going to executive session.
Oh, we way down.
Yes,
We're
sir.
down at L.
Yes, sir.
Make a
Okay.
motion, we go into closed session to determine the agenda for executive session.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
I second.
Moved and properly second. All in favor say aye. All opposed? Motion is